Well, dropping off the last load to the local comic shop that I've been trading with, and that'll be it for the long boxes. 25 gone. Anyway, I'll show you what I get in the little. Well, it went pretty well. Got another bag full of stuff and handed some stuff off to Mike. We're going to submit. So all in all, pretty good. So the long boxes are gone. They're at the at Rhino's Comics again. So hopefully someone's going to get some great books in their collection and they get to live on, so it's cool. Hello. Mike and I are going to go in and check these guys out. He went to a show on Sunday and they had some books, and this is their store, so let's see what we... Alright, there's the shop. What do you think, Mike?
I think we should go in. It's time for an adventure.
Well, how'd you do, Mike?
I got a stack of books, so I did pretty good.
I got a bag too. This place is awesome. Hey, well, it was I guess a busy week for comic collecting, the hobby, and I had a lot of fun this week. Saturday I had a birthday, so that was pretty great, and you know, I can tell by the cards that people get me, they know I'm into comics. So you know, this is a 3D card, and believe it or not, it works really well. And when I look at something like this, I feel like I'm 10 years old again. So for me, that's part of why I'm in the hobby. You know, then I open up my cards and people get me eBay gift cards because, you know, they don't know what comic to pick. So, you know, they end up doing something like that. I did get some comic book related gifts, shirts and things like that. I didn't bring them in, but one thing I did get is on my list, which is pretty awesome. My buddy Mike, who's in the videos, he was in the videos earlier in this video, got me something, and it's funny at the same time. It's the book, but then he did something with it with his talents. He got me Justice League 19. Now it's a beautiful copy. I'd say at least an 8.0, maybe an 8.5. But for extra fun, Mike created this slab. He made it a 10.0. And what's even funnier is he had it be white pages. So this is just an extra slab that was laying around that he put the comic into. It's really fun to me, and if you look at it close, you can tell. So it's not like you could end up selling this, nor would anyone ever try to. But I have a 10.0 in my collection now, so I thought that was pretty awesome. So thanks, Mike. This will be in my collection. And time for the ceremony. JLA 19 gone. So the sole survivor is All-Star Western, since we crossed off a couple. Marvel Premiere 1 and Miss Marvel 1. I might get them. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I don't really care so much anymore. But the big ones are these. These are the books that I'm hunting, the question mark ones. So, and I'll share those obviously as soon as I get them. That'd be more fun that way. So, you know, Saturday I went out and we did, you know, comic book things, and you know, I'll put some pictures at the end. A couple things that I did. I stopped in a couple different shops, so that was kind of fun. Something came in the mail this week, and it's my, you know, kind of started slowly, but now it's a big obsession, is the Count. And I got this little magnet, and I keep it on my comic book cabinets back there. I have a whole bunch of them, so Count Dante will be on there now. I thought that was a really cool looking little magnet. I just picked it up on eBay. It was pretty cheap. And then Sunday I dropped off the last of my long boxes, so I'm long box free. Oh. It's a great feeling. I have 10 short boxes and then what's in my drawers, and that's it for my collection. So I picked up the latest issue of Marvel 2-in-1. I've only read 1 and 2. I liked both of them, so I have 3 and 4 to read, so I'll probably do that this weekend. But they switched the art. It's not as good, but I still like it, and I think it's definitely headed towards you know, finding the other members of the Fantastic Four. I picked up a copy of War is Hell. Love this cover. The bright red. It's a really sharp copy. There's a little bit of color breaking folds there. If it wasn't for that, this would probably be a 9.2, maybe higher. As it sits, I'd say it's probably an 8.0. Really nice shape. I cleaned and pressed it, so it came out great. I grabbed a copy of this. I'll take it out of the bag. it's a Witching Hour 13. It's a 9.2. But the thing about it is, and I've never seen one, is a white page copy of this book. But it's just a great cover. The glare, I'm sure you can see how great it is. But anyway, so that's what and then I picked up a couple other things that we're going to submit, so they're with Mike now, so I don't have them to show to you, but some Silver Age stuff, so that's pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. The books are gone. I got great stuff in trade. I couldn't be happier with how that whole process worked, and now all those books are out, and the shop owner has them, and I could see from the boxes that they're moving pretty quickly, so that's awesome. That's the win-win for me. So then we went to a place in Syracuse. Mike and I did Tuesday after work, and I picked up some really nice stuff there. They had, they had a toy show on Sunday that Mike had gone to, and here in a city near me, Rochester, and they had some boxes, and he went through them. But then they told him, yeah, we have 60 other boxes. So together we went through all these boxes pretty quickly at their shop. But Mike got a huge stack, and I'll put a picture at the end of some stuff he got, but he got more than that even. But I got Where Monsters Dwell 6. It's the reprint, but it's the first appearance of Groot, and I've never owned this, so it's kind of a cool book. This one's in real nice shape. It's got a little bit of a ding down at the bottom, but for a pretty old book, it was nice. And I got it at a good price. They were really willing to bid. The funniest thing that was quirky about these guys, they put word bubbles on things to explain what the book was, so that just was really funny to me, I guess. But it's Fantastic Four 18, and you'll see. I don't even have to tell you what it is. This is just a big word bubble that tells you what it is. But this is my second copy of this one. This one's even better than the first one I got. I'll be sending this out probably in a week or two to get CGC'd as well. I got a copy of Batman 357. You can again read its significance. This copy's gorgeous, so I would guess a 9.2, maybe better. Another one I'll get slabbed. I picked up another copy of Amazing Spider-Man 301. Really nice white cover, bright. This one's in real nice shape. I'd say this is probably a 9.4 or better. And the price was right, so I grabbed it. That'll be another one. I picked up another copy of Tales of Suspense 52, and again, this one's in even nicer shape. And they used to get the price tags on them, but I didn't pay those prices. We negotiated because we had a whole big stack. This one's for me. It's a keeper. It's Swamp Thing number 14. So I almost have the full run now, and I'm only going to collect 1 through, I think it's 24 before it became Saga, the Swamp Thing. And then the last book I picked up was a copy of Tales of Suspense 98. It's a great Kirby cover with Black Panther and Captain America on it. And it's real nice. This could get a 9.4, which a book this old and a 9.4 would be great, but we'll see. It's going to be one I'm going to slab and sell. So pretty much everything there was to sell, and it's to go towards the new goal, hopefully. So, that's what we got this week, and that was my pickups. Today's sermon is it's something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I think a lot of these kind of interlock. I don't want to make sure that I'm not beating a dead horse, but today's is, do you enjoy the hobby, comic collecting? So I went online and I looked at a bunch of things on, lists on why hobbies are good, and they listed 5 different things, and I'll go over each one of them because I fit them into how they affect me and the hobby, and then we'll circle back around. But the first one is stress relief, and does collecting comics, is it a stress reliever for you? For me, it is. I have this room that I come into, and I read my comics in here, or I'll watch YouTube videos, all you out there on there. This is where I organize my stuff. I'll read my trades. It's a nice place. I'll put records on, and I just come in here and relax. Is it a stress reliever for you? It should be. If it's not, then maybe it's not a good hobby for you. If you're thinking about this next book I gotta get, or geez, I spent $3,000 on my credit card to buy this Silver Age book. I shouldn't have done that. Now, it shouldn't get to that. So I guess that's part of it. The next thing is take a break from your day to day, and again, that's, you know, it fits in a stress relief, but I think the flip side of that is it taking up too much of your day? I mean, are you spending 3 hours a day on YouTube when you could be spending time with your family or exercising or doing something else? So I think that's kind of a double-edged sword. I think it is important to take a break, and downtime is important, but are you taking too much time for this hobby? And that can hurt it too. So it can hurt your enjoyment of the hobby. So I think it's another thing to look at both sides of that. The next one is extra income, and for me, it's not so much income that I like use to pay for the roof over my head or food or gas money. For me, it's being able to go out and buy stuff. So, you know, I'll get this that I, you know, bought with money that I got from selling other things, and then you just kind of keep building it up. Since I got back in 2012, I haven't taken any money out of my pocket to buy any comic books. It's all been self-funded. So there's that sort of, but some people do make a living at this, and you can go online and you can see them. Just look at eBay, look how many sales they've had, and some of these guys have 50, 60, 70,000 sales. So they're definitely, that's what they do for a living. So, and they may not even have a shop. So that's that part of it. Although I think if that's your sole reason you're into it, I don't know if you're really in this hobby. I think you're more of a speculator, kind of more of a business person. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't really consider that you being in the hobby. The next one is it can help you, and this one was kind of a reach, but spiritually. And for me and other people that are non-religious, it doesn't mean that when people hear spiritual, I think they automatically think religion, and for me it's not, it never has been. I think you can be very spiritual without being religious. In fact, I can argue that may stop you from being spiritual, but that's another topic. But I think that what it helps you get at, and where I think of it as spiritually, for me, comic collecting gets back to your core, and I think you kind of are who you are when you're a little kid. And for me, this helps me get back to those happy feelings, the carefree. And again, this goes back to stress relief and downtime and all that. So, you know, look at it that way. I do think that this hobby can help you that way. You know, it's something that you truly enjoy. Is a great hobby. So that's what it is. And then the last one, as I get older, I turned 49 on Saturday, is hobbies are great to transition you into retirement. And I can see that, you know, I'm not that close, but a lot of guys you hear of, they retire, and you know, after they do their list of house chores, it takes them maybe 3 weeks, they're bored and they don't have anything to do. And part is because they were always go, 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 and maybe they were a career person, or they, whatever, their job required them to do, you know, take a lot of their time up. So they didn't really have hobbies a lot. So then when they retire, they don't have a lot to do. And I think a lot of those people just end up sitting and watching TV, or I don't know what they do. You know, they end up not doing much. So I think that is great. I mean, I could see this getting set up, that comics will always be in my life, and since I've gotten back, I've enjoyed them infinitely more. You know, this YouTube community's really helped that, because you feel interconnected with, you know, there's people that subscribe to me, I think, on all 6 inhabited continents at this point. So it's amazing to me, and I don't have that many subs, but still, there's people all over the world that I'm either sub to, or they sub to me, or vice versa. So it's cool. So I guess the point is, give a little thought to why you started in the hobby, and what things about it. Was it organizing comics? That was a big part for me, especially if you're a completist. Is it just the cover art? You just love the artwork, or you love the stories, or you love the camaraderie when you go to your local comic shop? Whatever that thing is, really think about that, and keep that in mind when you're doing your hobby, and try to do that thing that first drawing you in here, because it'll really enrich and help you enjoy the hobby more. So I guess that's it for today, is just question, are you enjoying it? Do you enjoy the hobby? So that's it. Homework for today is a fun one. You're going to go to Mike's Amazing World, and I'll put the link below, to the newsstand section. Put in the month and year of your birth, and you can do all comics, or you can just do Marvel, DC, or whatever, and then hit the filter button, and it'll bring up all the books that were on sale the month you were born. And it's kind of fun. It's like one of those cards. I don't know if you ever got one of those birthday cards. Someone will get you the year and month you were born, or maybe just the year you were born. It shows all the events. This is like that, only in comics. So it was fun for me. I looked through, and of the Marvel books that were released, I think I only have 5 of the 20. So I think there was 2 Millie the Model books. There's Wild About Millie or Millie the Model. I always forget that was a thing. Maybe I should get some Millie the Model. I might be missing out, I guess. So that's your homework for today. It's a fun one. It's quick. And you can do other dates too. Other significant dates in your life to see, what's going on then. As far as recommendations go, X-Files, my final determination on it, middle. The Monster of the Week episodes were great. They were as good as they've ever been. I enjoyed the heck out of them. But is that main story about aliens and all that stuff, the last episode felt thrown together. It felt like a kid that, had done his homework on the bus on the way in. It just was rushed and didn't close loops. And there was one part where the Fox Mulder character was chasing after his son in a warehouse. It was like a 5K run. It just went on and went on and went on, and it was just filler. I think I looked at the clock 3 times while I was watching. I was just hoping for it to be over, and it didn't end particularly well. And anyway, I can't really recommend it either way. I guess if I recommend it, watch the Monster of the Week stories, and if it's the main storyline, you can skip those, because to me they were junk. I kind of wish they hadn't even done them. But Jessica Jones, I finished it. Overall, it was okay. There were some really good parts of it, but it just kind of became a real slog at the end. And again, I think they could have done it in 4 or 6 episodes. This 13 episode thing is crazy, and I imagine it'll probably get worse when Disney gets a hold of it. They'll probably do the standard 22 episodes like most TV shows do. So, but that's really all I can recommend for the week. My pick of the week is Bub's Comics, Lies We Tell Ourselves video, and I'll put a link to that below. If you watch it, I think he does 10 or so, 10, 15 lies that you tell yourself and others about the hobby, and you'll probably find at least 1, 2 in there that, things that you tell yourself or other people about the hobby that you do. Although I do read my comics, Bob. Just want to make that clear. They're not all slabbed away, but a lot of them I will open up and read. So that's all I got for you this week. Anyway,